I'm Tad Flakey,
I'm Lilibet Flaky.
and this is Pointless Global News. On today's show, it's total chaos in Sri Lanka, where one monkey knocked out the country's entire power grid.
Then it's more monkey business. A study reveals taking a leak is contagious among chimps.
Now the details. A countrywide power outage in Sri Lanka has been blamed on a monkey that clambered into a power station south of Colombo. The blackout, which began around midday on Sunday, left many people sweltering in temperatures exceeding 86 degrees. Said the Sri Lankan supervising engineer, quote, "A monkey came into contact with our grid transformer, causing an imbalance in the power system."
Is the monkey going to be okay, Tad?
Well, a little bit. You'll be relieved to know that, yeah, I believe he is going to be okay. But engineers did have to scramble to restore power to the island nation of 22 million people, prioritizing critical facilities such as hospitals and water purification plants. While some areas regained electricity within hours, many households without generators remained in the dark until well into the night. On social media, Sri Lankans likened the incident to a slapstick comedy, while others highlighted the fragility of Sri Lanka's power grid. Said one monkey equals total chaos, time to rethink the infrastructure. Another said, only in Sri Lanka can a monkey knock out the entire nation's electricity. Beyond the internet memes, the outage underscored Sri Lanka's ongoing struggles with energy security. Experts have long warned that the country's power grid is outdated and vulnerable to disruptions. The national power grid is in such a weakened state that frequent island-wide power outages may be expected if there's a disturbance in one of the lines. Just one line sometimes can do that. Sri Lanka is no stranger to power shortages. Back in 2022, amid a deep economic crisis, rolling blackouts became a grim reality as fuel shortages forced authorities to ration electricity for up to 13 hours a day. The Ceylon Electricity Board issued an apology for the Sunday blackout, but did not explain how one incident could have had such widespread repercussions. There was no word on the fate of the monkey. I thought they said he's going to be okay. Oh well, we'll never know. Monkeys have become an increasing problem in Sri Lanka due to their booming numbers. As humans encroach on forested areas, the animals raid villages in search of food and are said to destroy crops as well. The endemic tokmakak, I believe it's how it's pronounced, the tokmakak, that's a kind of monkey that they have down there. They're estimated to number between 2 and 3 million on the island.
That's a lot of chimps.
Damn Skippy. And other pointless monkey news.
Yawning is famously contagious. If you see someone yawn, you're more likely than not to do so yourself, as is everyone else around you. Now imagine if the same went for other bodily functions, like emptying your bladder. That's how it apparently works with chimpanzees. A new study has found that chimps like to pee together because urination is contagious among them. If a chimp sees another nearby chimp take a leak, there's a high chance that it will open the floodgates as well. Mutual pissing becomes even more likely if the observing chimp is of a lower rank than the initial whizzer.
You mean like J.D. Vance?
Yes, Tad, just like J.D. Vance.
I thought so.
Researchers aren't sure yet why this hierarchical common peeing takes place. They suspect it may be a way to maintain social cohesion or mark territory. They need more answers, though. So the biologists have no option but to keep staring at chimps, hoping to catch them peeing together. That's science for you, folks. The chimp pee study was published recently in the journal Current Biology. Its main author is Ina Onishi, a doctoral student from Kyoto University Wildlife Research Center. While working with chimpanzees at the Kyoto University's Kumamoto Sanctuary, Onishi noticed that they often tended to take a leak together. So she decided to observe chimps peeing to figure out if there was some kind of regularity to the behavior, as you do when you're a chimp scientist. Onishi and her team filmed more than 600 hours of video footage of the sanctuary's 20 chimps, which are mostly male. They then got to watch through every last hour to record when, where, and why any chimp caught peeing did so. Not only that, Onishi's team constructed a computer simulation to model chimpanzee peeing behavior. So that they could compare the simulated whizzing to real instances to verify data. Onishi called the whole process nerve-wracking, particularly because at times she caught herself wondering what on earth she was doing. It was a bit overwhelming because I didn't know if I would get meaningful results or if all that effort would end up being for nothing.
Well, she certainly seems to be aware that watching chimps pee for hours on end is a bit unusual.
Well, we now have a fairly accurate model of contagious communal peeing among chimpanzees. Let's imagine a group of chimps and call one of them Chimp A. If Chimp A decides to pee, any chimp around is more likely to also urinate within 60 seconds than if they were alone. However, this is highly dependent on the distance between the chimps. If the chimps are within an arm's reach of each other, mutual peeing is almost guaranteed. If they're 10 feet away from each other, they're much less likely to take a leak together.
That's fascinating as far as chimp urination goes, but isn't there another element at play when it comes to mutual peeing? As I understand, it's social status, right?
Correct. If Chimp A is a big cheese, lower-ranking chimps around it are more likely to evacuate their bladders together with it. However, if Chimp A is last in the pecking order, it will have to pee all on its lonesome. Due to the hierarchical structure of peeing together, Onishi's team suspected that it may be a way to reinforce the chimps' group's social structure. By peeing with the leader, the other chimps show submission to its will. What a cruel world we live in. Hey, I wonder if Trump and J.D. Vance pee together.
Yeah, probably. And I think I know who might be the submissive one in that, too. Don't you have another story about
I
that?
do have another sad story.
Yeah, I thought.
Talking about these monkeys brings up a very tragic memory from my childhood. There was a boy on my block who got a pet monkey for his birthday. He brought it outside to show all of us, and the thing got loose, ran wild, and bit one of my little playmates in the chest. Very scary, very terrifying memory.
And on that uplifting note, that's a wrap for another Pointless Global News. Be sure to follow us wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Tad Flaky.
I'm Lilibet Flaky.
Stay pointless, my friend.